Hello everybody, Draylar here. Today we're going to be looking at the Fabric Wiki tutorial on adding enchantments. Kind of a cool topic. This is one of my personal favorite tutorials. I had a lot of fun working on it and writing it. I think there's a ton of potential in enchantments. Just as a system as a whole, it's very fun to mess around with. So today we're going to be adding an enchantment that makes things go boom in our Creeper Gunpowder theme. First off, I'm going to add my enchantment class. I think I'm going to call it Boom Boom. I can't think of a better name than that. We're going to have it extend enchantment, override or add the constructor, fix up these. We're going to override a few methods. Get minimum power is the minimum level required to get this enchant in an enchanting table. I'm going to say 15 because it's a little bit of a rarer enchant. We don't want people getting it with their level 1 enchant on a wooden sword. Now we're going to have get maximum level, which is, sharpness has 5 levels. Fire aspect has 2 levels. Our enchantment will have 3 levels. There's a couple of methods you can override. It really depends on what kind of enchantment it is. So get protection amount only applies if it's an armor enchantment. Get attack damage applies if it's a sharpness enchantment. We're going to have on target damage, which is called when we hit an entity with a weapon enchanted with our enchant. So the living entity in this case is probably our player. And then the integer at the end is the level of the enchant. And this method doesn't do anything, so I'm just going to remove it. We're going to say if the target... Actually, yeah, let's do that. We're going to say if the target is an instance of a living entity, meaning if the target is not a minecart, I can't think of anything else, fireball, anything that doesn't really have HP but is still an entity, because of course we don't want an explosion to occur when we hit our boat with our sword. So we're just going to say if it's not a boat, we're going to get the world. We're going to have a TNT entity. I'm trying to figure out how to spawn explosions in the world, and so this is a good way to just see how you usually figure this stuff out. So I see fuse timer. Fuse timer is 80. Is there a method to set fuse? We're going to set it to 0. The constructor wants a world, X, Y, and Z, and a living entity. I don't know why it wants that. Instead, I'm going to do entity type.tnt.create world. We're going to do TNT entity.set position target.x, target.y, target.z. We're going to say world.spawn entity TNT entity. I don't think create spawns it in the world. So this right here, we create our TNT entity. We set the fuse to 0 so it instantly explodes. We set the position to where our target is at, and then we spawn our entity at the target position. And that should be all we need. Scrolling down the tutorial, the next thing we're going to do is register our enchantment. So like normal, we're just going to do we're going to create an instance of our enchantment. I think I didn't import that properly. I'm also just going to add a print statement just in case our explosion doesn't work. We're going to say new boom boom enchantment, which takes in a weight. We're going to say it's a very rare enchantment. Our target is weapon, because we want it on swords, not boots. And then an array of equipment slots. And we only wanted the main hand pieces of equipment. And then we're just going to call registry.register, registry.enchantment, new identifier, my mod, boom boom, and then boom boom. Oops, did it again. So the nice thing about registering an enchantment is that the item for your enchantment is automatically added to the game. All we have to do is add translations for it. And so I believe it would be enchantment.mymod.boom_boom. We're going to call it boom boom. We're going to run our game. This translation key might be wrong. It's mostly a guess. We'll check once we get in. The syntax is enchantment.modid.enchantmentName. As you can see, we have boom boom 1, boom boom 2, and boom boom 3, and they've been translated properly. I'm going to take these, I'm going to get an anvil, I'm going to put boom boom 3 on my sword. As you can see, our explosion did work, much to my surprise. Something bad's happening in console. I'm going to pretend like I don't see that. Let's just go around exploding random mobs. This is actually a lot of fun. One thing that we did forget to implement is scaling for the level of the enchant. We can do that now. Because of course we have access to the level right here. So we can say trying to see if there's a power. Set power. Nope, we can't do that. There might not be a property for the power of TNT, which is fine. But we can do, this is a horrible idea, you should not do this at home. We're going to say for int I equals 0, I is less than level I++. We're going to just iterate over the number of levels. We're going to spawn a new TNT. We're going to say target.y plus I, so it'll go up into the air. So at level 0, which is 1, we spawn 1 TNT at y equals 1. At level 2, we spawn 2 TNT, 1 at y is equal to 1, and 1 is at y equals 2. And then at 3 TNT, y is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. At least that's what the logic should do. Who knows if it'll actually work. Let's go whack some mobs. I'm going to go to F5 so I can see. Yep, that was definitely a bigger explosion, so I'm going to guess that worked. We can try it with, let's try Boom Boom 1. That's still a pretty big impact. I think the Boom Boom 3 is bigger. You can tell I'm having a lot of fun with this. So there's a lot of stuff you could do here. You could make a sharpness enchantment that scales higher. Maybe it has 10 levels and it scales higher as you get up. You could have a protection enchantment that only protects you from zombies. You could have, frost aspect, which freezes mobs instead of setting them on fire. There's a lot of potential here. You can also do bow enchantments. You can do enchantments only for tridents, only for pickaxes. You can have custom functionality for, when I break a block, use this enchantment. There's quite a bit of flexibility in this system, so I think I'll have a lot of fun messing with it. And until next time, see you later.